Hours of sailing through the night sky on the strange Nomus airship, barely able to keep it aloft after the damage it had sustained in the fierce battle that had taken place at sunset. The villains, mostly silent through the night, spied the clearing in the woods where their recent adventure had begun. Their thoughts were varied, some clinging to the hope that Ushak had escaped the destruction wrought by the army of spirits summoned forth by the strange floating man and his companions on the field of battle. Some thinking of the promise of treasure and glory the cloaked woman had said would be theirs if they retrieved the artifact. And some thinking of their lost companions, not fondly, mind you, but missing their usefulness in any challenges they may face before dawn on this day. The sky was just beginning to lighten with the coming dawn, but they still had an hour or so of darkness left. Agurun was silent, his thoughts unreadable even by these champions who had known him for months during Ushak's campaign descending from the mountains into the forests of Faerun, before they had left on their fateful journey. They had survived, but for what? There was one thing they could all agree upon. The promise they were made by the cloaked woman better not be broken, or there would be blood. The airship descended at the edge of the clearing, brought down by Ikreg's careful control. With care, Ikreg removed the strange artifact, and they disembarked. The forest around them was silent, eerily silent, as if they had stepped out of the mortal realm and into the realm of the dead. Hold on one second. Okay, so let me pull your tokens. To the map. I got Agurun, Jahak, Mork, Fix, Ikreg, and Starla. So I'm going to move you guys to the map, but I forget. Is Gamork a large creature or a medium creature? David?
Sorry, I was on mute. Just a medium creature.
Okay. So let me just change the... Why are these not representative? Okay, hold on. I should have copied and pasted your tokens from somewhere else, but I did not. So I created new ones. Alright, and then Drepix is small also. Excuse me. And then this one is Big Red. This one is Starla. Oh. Starla's already set up. Way to go. Alright, pulling you guys to the map. So you can set yourselves up here on the left side of the map if you want to. This is the path essentially leading into the circle of stones. Not OGU run. It's a Gurun. A Gurun. Yes, a Gurun.
Ken, did you want that character named?
I do.
Okay.
The monstrous companions head into the glade. Behind the druidic altar, in the center of the stone circle, they spy the dark cloaked and hooded figure, partially transparent as before. This time, however, she seems less able to maintain her form. She beckons you forth. I am glad that you have survived the destruction wrought by the spirits of the First Age. I can still feel their fury on ethereal winds, but for now it seems their hunger is sated. It is dangerous for me to travel my normal paths to be here now, but the risk was worth it if indeed you brought the object I seek. Please, step forward and place it on the altar, if you will.
Who's holding it again?
I have it grasped firmly in one of my under my cloak. I'm waiting for Ken to read his whisper.
I just read it.
Okay. Then I will walk forward up to here, not entering the circle.
Okay.
I will hold the orb in both of my hands, look at the cloak lady and say, "This thing has spoken to me, and through it I have done quite interesting things, and possibly do more. But I have a question for you. Who is this Iadilla? Iadilla? Pronouncing that right?
Iadilla.
Iadilla. What is this creature?
She gasps and she says, "One so powerful. Truly, it can hold a god. Iadilla is the goddess of light, the goddess of courage. Whatever is inside is not your ally. Don't believe its lies."
Claims to be a servant of this Iadilla. And it has a task to complete. I'm assuming a task which you know of.
I cannot claim to be aware of what the gods' motives might be, or why they might send their servants. But if what is inside the orb is whispering to you of Iadilla, it is not friendly to you. But I offer again this challenge to you all. I can hold the creature here for a while. If we release it so that it is free and the orb is empty to be used against her dark majesty, perhaps you can defeat the thing that resides within, so that we may utilize this orb for its full potential. Will you serve me? I still offer you rewards. I offer you glory and honor and the ability to conquer these lands in your names and mine. And I offer you vengeance. But only if you trust me. And she starts to fade a bit, but then she seems to be sweating, if such a thing could sweat, a spiritual being. She seems to be straining to hold herself in this place.
I'll respond with I already serve one that is of greater power, but I am interested in a partnership. If we can kill this thing, and then trap and kill a god, I am interested. And I will walk forward. And I'm assuming she wants me to place it on this altar.
She does. She beckons. She motions her hand to place it on the altar, and she says, She removes her cloak. She starts to push back her cloak, and you all kind of see her. And she beckons to you, Dahak, as well, and says, "Please, do not fear me. Come forward."
I expect great power from this, and I want to put the orb in the altar.
Let me change her token real quick for you guys. I have a different token for her when she pushes her hood back. But I will not do it unless Dahak moves at least 5 feet forward. She's not going to introduce herself and tell you who she is for reals unless you trust her that much. She's moving to remove her hood.
How far away is the airship?
The airship is about 50 feet behind you, at the edge of the wood.
Okay, I just remember going into a cabin and then I was here.
I promise you, David, it's not a trick. If you don't move forward, you are not in the... Thank you. Because something happens as soon as you step forward, and she mentioned what it was, kind of. She said that she could trap the being here in this place long enough for you to slay it, but not forever. If you're outside of her domain of control, then you are trapped outside. So I'm doing this only because I want you to actually participate, not because I'm trying to kill you right away. I promise.
Is the 5 feet fine?
Yes, that's fine. Okay. Literally, there is a line in front of where you were standing. You're going to be at the edge of it.
Okay.
And I'll add some flavor text here to that in a second so you can see. But
so the hawk steps forward very hesitantly.
She is now Natalia. Alright, so she throws her hood off of her head, and you can now clearly see. She is a very beautiful woman. Her eyes seem much older. You're all dead. Time for death. No, that's not my next words. You can see that she's a very beautiful woman, but her eyes seem much older than her figure would describe. As she seems young, but almost moves and acts as if she is much older than she was. And she says, "My name is Natalia." Where's my king? Wise woman of the first Jarl, keeper of souls, and the embodiment of vengeance. The very heroes that you saw on the field of battle with Ushak had betrayed me and allowed my capture by her dark majesty. Even now, I languish in a prison far to the north in an icy city that is neither here on the mortal plane or in the Feywild, but both simultaneously and neither. Her dark majesty herself has left me here, to die it seems, while she marches her army of soulless inexorably south. I cannot allow her to steal my revenge. Please, if you will, free the being trapped within the soul cube and defeat it here and now. If you do, the power of the cube will be mine, and then together we can trap her dark majesty and rule her army ourselves, take possession of her city, and conquer the land of song. Nothing will be able to stop us. Not even these foul so-called heroes who betrayed me. Oh, their deaths will be slow and painful, I assure you. I can hold the being here with my spirits for a short time, long enough for you to vanquish it. Do not believe its lies. It will destroy you for certain if you allow it. Do I have your obeisance?
If glory, treasure, and funds is what you offer, then I will oblige.
As long as you stick to your promises, I will do what I must.
My obedience, no, but my thirst for conquest, yes.
I was hoping somebody would catch on to my choice of words. Yes, she did. I did specifically choose that word in dialogue. She kind of glares at you, Ikreg, almost as if she's eyeing you. Someone not to be trifled with. Someone who might even be as powerful as she. But she kind of bows her head a bit and says, if you will serve me this once, you will be rewarded. Dahak, you can feel, as she raises her arms, you can feel the presence of spiritual energy behind you, and I've just kind of made it a blue mist that kind of surrounds the battle map. And I have a description here for you. At that, she raises her arms, and the feeling of silence and oppression increases as the mist around the clearing grows darker, and incandescent eyes on formless bodies can be seen surrounding them. The formless spirits begin to moan lowly as they soar into the sky as well, forming a dome 60 feet high. Natalia's form begins to fade. Open the cube now, and defeat the being within. Only then will my spirits bring you to me. Only then will I be able to give you your just reward. And she begins to fade. As she kind of steps back out of the circle.
The cube doesn't immediately break.
No. When you set it on the altar, all of a sudden the whispers in your mind cease. But you can feel still emanating from the cube this sense of great power.
I'll turn to Starla and Drepix and Ogren and Dahak in the distance and say, I hope you're ready. And,
A pity Tarar can be here. He'd love a good fight.
He would.
I'll place my hand on it and just say release.
You feel a surge of power, and then a whisper in your mind says, "Release what?"
Release yourself.
If I could do that, I would have already. Natalia kind of gestures to you before she completely vanishes and says, "You have the means. Use it. Open the cube." And she disappears.
Wait, what was the first thing she said?
She said, "You have the means. Use it."
Are you able to open the cube, Craig?
I don't usually suffer from this much performance anxiety. Can I turn the key? Is there anything a lock that can I like turn it and open it? Or do I just I'm just gonna say open.
You can try to you kind of pick the cube up again and turn, and I keep saying cube, but it's actually like a giant 12-sided die. It's got 12 sides. It doesn't seem to have an opening, but you can see that each side has a crystal embedded on it. You kind of search around in your pockets, and there is something on your person that you remember picking up, but you hadn't utilized it yet.
Oh, is it that chime?
Starla will use the just ding. Open cube.
Starla, you have the chime?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Okay, I thought Ikreg had it, but that's fine.
No.
As soon as you pull the chime out of your pocket and you ring it, the cube begins to spin, the top spinning an opposite direction from the bottom, almost as if it's unscrewing itself. And as the top raises a bit from the bottom, a bright white mist comes flowing out of it as the cube closes once again and just falls empty and lifeless on the altar. Standing before you is a blue-skinned, angelic being that rises up out of bright mist. And it says, "I am Simiel, servant of Iadila. My task is not yet complete." And it starts to soar into the sky.
Can I blast him?
If you guys intend to attack it, not let it get away, we can roll initiative, and we'll act in initiative.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I didn't know if you were going to try and parlay with it or not, so I wanted to give you the chance if you decided to do that. But you do not have to. You can absolutely do what Natalia requested. And Dahak, you feel that spiritual boundary behind you, kind of pushing you forward. It's not going to move you, but you notice that you cannot escape. You are trapped within the spiritual boundary with the creature. There is a limited amount of time that Natalia can summon this many spirits to hold it. So hopefully it does not get free. But that's up to you guys. We'll see what happens. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not everybody. All right, let me sort. Make this much smaller because I don't need it so big. Since this is a boss fight. All right, so Drepix, you, huh?
Gamork, did he roll?
I think Gamork acts on Dahak's turn.
Yeah.
So the creature basically starts to flap its wings, and you see its greatsword glowing with radiant light, as its skin seems to be glowing with an unearthly light as well. And it begins to flap its wings. Ikreg, you can feel the force of the wind as as if you're under helicopter blades. I mean, it's blasting the ground with wind as it tries to soar up into the air. But Drepix, you are the first to act. It's still on the ground. It just came out of the beginning to flap its wings, try and go. It doesn't seem interested in you at the moment. It seems like it has a task to do and it wants to go do.
So Drepix's eye, his one magical eye will begin to glow blue with thunderous energy as the energy also envelops his nice defensive shiny blade. He's gonna rush forward and strike this thing.
Right on. Angel versus Goblin. I like it.
You're not going anywhere.
Woo! Your sword does hit it. Are you putting it all into attack?
No, I didn't. It's just labeled that way. There's only one into the attack and two into
Okay.
defense.
Gotcha. Your sword does pierce its flesh. Oh, is that 22 your sneak attack?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm assuming I do not. Oh wait, no, Ikreg is there.
Yeah, I'm right next to
Yeah,
him.
your sneak attack counts. Also, I think you're an assassin, right?
Nope, Arcane Trickster.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I was gonna say, I thought you had advantage on your attack, but that's an assassin. Alright, so, it will take some damage. That's a good hit, as you, hit it with thunderous energy.
Of the small end. into it.
Nice. This goblin's going hoss on this angel. I like it.
And then I'm going to disengage, rolling back defensively as the Thunder's energy shrouds the angel.
35 plus 7 is 42. And let me make sure my resistance. Right, I took the 1, right, from your initial attack. I added that.
Okay.
Okay. None of your damage is... Okay. You are using a magical weapon. Period. Okay, so I took all of that. I didn't have any resistances to that. Alright, on its turn, it's going to attempt to soar into the sky. Its movement speed. So, Ikreg, I will provoke from you. And I will also take the 7 points of damage. What is my movement speed? 120 feet. Okay, perfect. So it's going to soar up. Ooh, 15. So just as you swing your greatsword, it gets right above your swing. It seems to move with lightning speed as it just soars up into the air. You miss the being. As it soars up and crashes into the spirits at the top of the dome. 60 feet in the air, it cannot escape, as the spirits seem to be pushing with a force that it cannot overcome. So from 60 feet in the air, let me change his title here.
He did take the 7 for moving, right?
I'm gonna do that now. I did forget. I took it. So he flies into the air and is irritated by the thunderous boom that happens as he moves out of or causes your magic to trigger. But he gets 60 feet in the air and stops. And he turns around or turns to face down at you, seeing that you all tried to attack it. It's yelling out in a booming voice, "My task must be completed!" And it raises its sword and casts a spell. Oh man, why is this not automatic? Hold on, I gotta pull up his actual character sheet. Yeah, look at that. It's not supposed to be a DC 0, but I just creature from the compendium, and apparently it's not accurate. So I have to grab it out of the monster.
Is it still a Constitution save?
It is a con save. Alright, he is a... It's a DC 20. His charisma is a spellcasting ability for casting spell saves or spell. And then for this spell, I wish it would have info in it. Well, maybe it does. Let me try this. If I change the spell to include the description on, I wonder why it doesn't include his spell save DC on the character sheet. Maybe that's just for players. But let's see if this works. Okay, so it is a DC 20 save. I'll use the first damage roll instead of the second, but that's what happened when he cast the spell. So I need a 20-foot radius sphere. So let's say if I cast it on Agurun, or this point near Agurun, that should hit everybody except a... So let me make a 20-foot radius sphere. I want to draw a shape. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then move this side in a little bit. Oh. So there. There, that's a 20-foot sphere. Let me delete this little mark that I made and put this right there. That, he summons a plague of locusts filling a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point. It remains there for the duration. The area is lightly obscured, which means anything in the area would just have disadvantage on perception checks, essentially. And you take some piercing damage based on your saving throw.
You said it was the first damage?
Yeah, I'm going to use the 19, because that's when I actually cast. So it looks like Ikreg, you take 19 piercing damage. Drepix, you take 19. Agurun, you take 19.
I use my evasion to half it.
Okay, so you will take 9 points. And Starla, you also take 19 damage. And that plague of locusts stay there while he's concentrating on it. I think it's a concentration. It is concentration. So he has to focus on keeping the plague of locusts. He's an angel. He things, things that gods could do. All right, Dahak, you are next to act. You see this swarm of locusts infesting the area where your allies are, and you are feeling the force of the spirits kind of pushing at your back, not allowing you to run away or escape. And the creature is 60 feet in the air with its sword raised.
I'm going to shoot one of my fancy clockwork arrows. Oh, first I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, I think you have the range. It's 60 feet, so as long as you can range 60 feet, Hunter.
Yeah, it's 90.
Okay, I will mark him.
And then I will give you that that short bow attack with normal, because there's no adjacent ally.
A 19 does hit him. The arrow strikes him in the wing.
Does he have any immunity to poison damage?
Oh, I need to change this to not be advantage, but I'll just take... It's not advantage, it's just always roll, like, I should make it toggle. But I'll take the 23 for my con save. So he does not take the poison, but he does take the damage from your piercing and...
Okay, and then I will sling another one.
Ooh!
Crit fail.
A crit fail. So as your bowstring kind of almost snaps, it stings your arm as the string grazes your arm as you release the arrow that flies off target, and you kind of scramble, putting your hand over your arm to keep it from, like in pain and a reaction, leaving you open for attacks against you to have advantage till the beginning of your next turn. Mark's rule.
And then I will move. Okay.
All right. So you gallop on your doggy to the northeast northwest corner of the map. Gurun, it's your turn. You see this angelic creature soaring in the air above you. Well, actually, you can only barely see the face is being swarmed by insects at the moment, biting and stinging at you.
So first thing he's going to do is he's going to move out of the area.
Smart. Now you can clearly see him, 60 feet in the air at the edge of the...
Unfortunately, most of my stuff is 30 feet.
Oh, hold on, David. I need to give you... He maintains concentration on the swarm. Sorry, I forgot that. If I forget, don't forget to remind me. He is...
I'm just going to assume you make it. Plus 12.
Plus 12 to con saves. Yeah, that's one of his best saves.
Well, I will make an attempt, and I will point to him, and I will command him down.
Okay. He does have magic resistance, so that gives him advantage on saving spells, other magic effects. So he gets advantage on this saving throw. But he is not immune to your type of... he's not immune to enchantments, so you can possibly command him to come down. So he needs to give you a wisdom save, right?
Correct.
Right. So he is going to try and resist your command, scoring a 23 on his save. So he ignores your command, as his angelic willpower is stronger than your magic.
Okay.
Ikreg, your eyes are also clouded by these biting and stinging insects that are an annoyance to you.
I'm gonna step around this way. Well, I'll stand next to Ogren, and I will as I'm moving
you can't
under
stand
him.
in the stone. The stones are actually there. Those are like druid stones.
Then I'll stand behind this.
Yeah, you can, and if you're directly behind them, they can provide cover.
Oh, perfect. And then as I'm running under him, I'm gonna look up and point at him and use my Hexblade Curse, which I will post now. This is a bonus action. And then as my action, when I take cover.
Okay, so I don't get a save.
30 feet.
I don't.
Never mind, I can't do that.
Yeah,
It's
30 feet. He's farther than 30 feet at the moment.
And I will hold off on that.
Okay, I was just looking to see if there was a save. I like it.
Yeah. But what I am going to do on my action is cast Shadow of Moil and heavily obscure myself.
Heavily obscured means I can't see you. That's essentially blind. Dim light into darkness until the spell ends. You have resistance to radiant damage. Nice, because this guy does radiant damage. Radiant light. Perfect. Okay. So you are wreathed in shadows. So he kind of loses sight of you as you behind that stone, and all he sees is shadows around there. Oh yeah, keep in mind, it's like I said when we opened, it's about an hour or so before dawn. So if you've ever waken up at 4 o'clock in the morning and seen the sky start to light up, but it's not quite light out yet, imagine that's the amount of light that we're in. So you guys can see fine, but it is still kind of dark.
Oh, so this makes it actually darkness. So he's... Oh, cool.
Yeah, you're in complete... I can't see you right now. You're essentially invisible.
Okay. And what was my move? Was here. I'm gonna move further back. move 15 this way.
Okay.
And my turn here.
All right, perfect. Starla, it is your turn as the insects are biting at you as well.
We're gonna conjure animals, 2 eagles.
Okay. Nice. And I think you can conjure them at a distance, right? You might even be able to conjure them within range of him. Yeah, within 60 feet of you. So you can like put them right next to him. If you want. And let's call these guys giant eagles. Giant eagle. And giant eagle.
I think they're a little bit big. I think they're supposed to be a large creature.
They are supposed to be large creatures. Alright. And you should be able to pull up the character sheet for yourself. I made. Are they also 60 feet in the air, adjacent to them?
Yes, they are adjacent.
Alright, so you should be able to change their height while it's your turn. But yes, they are summoned next to him, and he is... It's interesting. I don't know if you guys know much about who he is, but she is a goddess of light. She is called the Bright Eagle, Brilliant Mistress. She is basically the god of flying things. Giant eagles, giant owls. So these eagles are obeying you, but literally fighting against an exarch of their own goddess.
And they rolled a 17 initiative.
Okay, so let's add their turn. Add a turn. And we'll get it a 17. I'm going to sort again, but then I'm going to just go down to...
And then I'm gonna bonus action wild shape into my giant snake form and get myself a whole bunch of hit points.
Okay. Damn. And you are not more than half in the circle, so you're fine. The locust can't hurt. You have to, for a spell like an area of effect, you have to percent in it for it to affect. True. True. That's a good call, Ugurin. Yes, they are fey creatures. Face.
And that will be my turn. We'll see what it does.
Alright, Drepix. It is your... Oh, shoot, I totally forgot to use any... I'll just let it go. It is your turn, Drepix.
Drepix is gonna stumble out of the swarm, and as I stumble out, my eye is gonna glow a greenish-like color hue as I cast mirror image.
Uh-oh. Now you are hard to hit.
And I will hold my ground there after casting the spell on myself.
Yep, it's defenses are up. Everybody's like, yep. Come get me. Alright, so he is annoyed at being struck with an arrow. And who else hit me? I think it was Drepix. So he is going to soar down 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Does he
Yep,
provoke?
I am going to provoke from both of those eagles as I just fly away. One of the eagles does hit. There should be 2 eagles. There's one here and one here. Are the eagles' attacks considered magic, or are they normal?
I think they're normal.
Okay. So let me just double check that it's resistance. It's resistant. So the eagle does scratch at it. Its dig is deep into the angel's flesh, as one would hope. Yeah, I tried not to pick something that was immune to non-magical attacks in case Dahak runs out, and then that would just make him useless. So it is going to swoop down to the ground. Let me see if he has any reach. He does not. So he is a melee attacker. He's going to land in front of Drepix, and he's going to slash at you with his sword, Drepix.
Ken, I know I didn't do a whole lot of damage, but does he still have to make a con save?
He does, but technically with a plus 12, I can't fail unless you can do 24 or more points of damage to me. But I will make it. Not at advantage, so I'll take the 24. But yeah, if it's DC 10 or half the damage taken, so you'd have to do 25 or more points of damage to cause me to fail a con save. I'm going to make a longsword attack on Drepix. Or a greatsword. It's a greatsword. Oh, this is going to hurt. Sorry, Drepix. 21.
So, well, actually, roll to see if you hit one of my illusions first.
Oh, that's right. I might kill an illusion.
So you don't kill an illusion, but the attack will be deflected. Currently, with the swords plus 2 defense, my AC is at 19, and I'm going to use my reaction here. And I'm going to click it so you know what it is.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I have used that on a monk before as well. So, parrying the attack using your reaction, which does indeed cause my attack to miss. Can you go ahead and click mirror image too? Because I don't see that you clicked it when you cast it. I just want to make sure it's up there so I can scroll up and see that what you have to roll for me to hit you and not or hit the image or whatnot.
Yeah,
I can't remember off the top of my head. Perfect, thank you. So you have 3 duplicates. I'm going to hire. So you rolled a 7. But you don't want to make it hit a duplicate. You want it to hit you and then parry.
I thought it was 8 for the first one. So actually, you will hit the duplicate.
Okay. So you still have your reaction then?
Yes.
You want to say that? Okay. So that's good because I am going to move away with my walk speed that's remaining. Actually, I can only move 10 feet. So yeah, you can use your reaction to stab me because you did not use it to parry. But now you only have 2 duplicates. That hits as well. Nice strike.
He won't take the 16.
He won't take the 16 because you are by yourself, but I will take the because you are using a magic weapon. Alright, now Dahak, I have advantage attack you because you screwed the pooch on your last. Hey, that's a crit!
No, it isn't.
Why? What is?
I just used a lucky plank to roll a 4.
What does that replace my roll? Does that make?
Yes, it does.
Will you pin Lucky up here so I can read that? Whenever you make an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving, you can also spend a luck point when an attack roll is made against you. Whether the attack uses the attacker's. Okay, cool. So you spend a luck point to make me roll a plus 12 is 16 to hit. Does that hit you?
Yeah, that'll still hit.
Okay, but it's not a crit.
Nope.
Awesome. So it's not the crit damage. So it's 12 plus 16. The 12 is slashing, and the 16 is radiant. So that's 28 points of damage. As he slashes into you with his sword. And that's it. He can make 2 melee attacks. And he is on the ground now, next to Dahak, as I end my turn there. Ouch! Alright, so it is now the giant eagle. Wow, you negated my crit, David.
I probably would have died if I didn't.
You might have. He does a lot of damage, but he only gets 2 attacks plus his legendary action. But we'll see how he does.
So I think green dot's going to attack, but blue dot's going to perform the help action to distract him.
Perfect. Okay. Then you get advantage. A 20 does hit him. Alright.
And then a multi-attack for a regular beat.
That one will miss. And he's raising his sword almost in defense. Or he is raising his sword in defense, but he's got a confused look on his face. Speaking in language probably none of you speak, because he's speaking Celestial. Unless you do speak Celestial. Hey, Craig, do you speak Celestial?
No, Common and Goblin.
Okay, I was just checking. He is yelling in Celestial, basically trying to command them to obey him. They're not listening. Because he believes they should be serving him. Like, they should be fighting you.
That will be the...
Alright, Dahak. You just took a blow from his radiant great as he saw that you were at a disadvantage. And he has swooped down next to you.
Well, being in melee range kind of sucks.
Yeah, well, he's a melee fighter. And you gave me a twang of your bow, which gave me advantage, so I had to... But you can get away.
I am going to... Yeah, we'll see how this works. I hope you guys are ready. I cower and cry a little bit after being struck. and I whimper and do a little... Everybody's got advantage.
Alright, but you have to stay within 10 feet of the enemy. You're a rogue, aren't you? Don't you have a cunning?
Yeah, that was my action, and then I'm gonna use the bonus action for cunning action to disengage, but I have to stay within 10 feet.
That's correct.
So I'm just gonna be able to get into a. Let's see. Oh, oops. Like here? Yeah, it's got to be here, right?
No, that's only 5 feet. That's 5 feet away. You can move one more. That's 10 feet.
And then that way I get attack hopefully on my next turn.
Actually, I don't know. Is that 5 feet or? I think that's 15 feet. So you gotta be. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know why I'm confused. Yeah, because 10 feet reach means you can put a square between.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so everybody has him until the end of Dahak's next turn. So all through this turn and until the end of the next turn, all of your attacks have advantage. As Dahak is groveling and cowering. I'm glad you finally used your racial, David. That's awesome. I love it.
Well, I was strapped for something to do, so might as well see it in action.
Yeah, and it's a good support roll, too. Everybody gets attack advantage if they can get up next to it. Granted, Agurun and Ikreg are pretty far away. But Agurun, it's your turn. Oh, wait, you're an orc.
I am orc.
You are an orc. I think orcs can move astoundingly fast when they want. Actually.
I'm going to be aggressive.
Yes, that's what I thought. So you get to basically double up without using an action. You still have your action.
Didn't get me quite there, so I'm going to hurl a javelin at him.
Okay. Ooh, nice! With a crit. It's not a magical javelin, so we'll have to say it's gonna do 6 plus 5 plus 3. Right? For your crit. So your crit damage would just be a 6. So 11, so 14 damage is gonna do 7. But your javelin strikes true, pierces his flesh. He doesn't have armor. He just has very tough skin. In true orc fashion, you just pulled like a 300 King Leonidas.
And then I will bellow, "Don't you ignore me!"
Alright, Ikreg. You can barely see through the cloud of locusts, but Agurun ran around and chucked a javelin.
Move 5, 10, 15, 5, 30. And I'm going to... the lightly obscured through this area is only... disadvantage on a perception, right?
Correct. It's like dim light, essentially, is what light... It doesn't provide cover.
Then I'm going to Eldritch Blast here. Twice. Hit one.
Bam! The second one does hit him.
11 force.
Force damage, I do not resist. So, ouch.
Oh, do I have advantage on that?
You would. All of attacks against him have advantage. End of Dahak's next turn.
Then I'm gonna reroll.
So go ahead and give me 2 more rolls.
For another 8 damage. And I'm gonna crit fish on the second one. I didn't.
Perfect. Okay, so I'll add 8 more damage to him.
Not
As
bad.
both of your bolts hit because he is too busy being distracted by Dahak's groveling in front of him. And he almost takes pity on the poor kobold.
Would being heavily obscured also give me advantage on attack?
No, because you're not attacking. He knows where you are, he just can't see you.
Okay.
Actually, he has true sight too. I wonder if he could see you anyway. I think true sight might allow him to see you. I'm playing that he just sees a... But you can't have double advantage. You had advantage. You hit.
I was just curious.
Yep.
Hey,
Starla, it's your turn.
I'm gonna have to double move just to get over there.
I think to attack from hidden Ikreg, you specifically have to check and... So you could just stand behind one of these stones and give me a stealth check, and then you attacking.
Double move to get there. That will be my turn.
Alright, so the giant snake slithers around the plague of... or the cloud of locusts. And begins to rise up, even taller. Being... God, a whole nother round where I forgot my legendary actions. Okay, I gotta get game. guys way fast. Yeah, the session might be short tonight. We'll see how the battle goes. Drepix, it is your turn.
Forming booming energy around my blade again. Drepix's smile widens as he sees his enemy is unstanding still. Go for the legs, see if I can weaken his stance.
Goblin slashing at his ankles. I like it. I'm gonna get you. 27 does hit anything in the game. Alright, so that's 22 plus you're gonna add some thunder damage, I think, right?
Yes. Had to unclick the advantage because I don't know how I set it up. Didn't want it to accidentally crit on that one when it didn't crit.
Yeah. Tarar would be holding onto this, flying away. That would be what he would be doing. Alright, so 22 plus 7 is 29 points of damage. Drepix is definitely the damage dealer in this battle.
I'm going to disengage.
At the end of your turn, before I start my turn, I'm going to use one of my legends. Since the birds are not listening to me, I am going to cast this spell. It's a DC 20 save. Wow, that's a pretty low damage roll for this. But basically a pillar of fire in a 10-foot radius, 40 feet high. So it just kind of envelops this green dot bird and shoots a pillar of fire in the sky, burning it. It needs to give me a dex save at DC 20. I wonder if I can... That's a success. So it only takes 5 points of fire. Wait, Flame Strike's supposed to do fire and radiant. I don't think this spell is correct. A vertical column of divine fire. I'm never going to trust the compendium to give me a creature ever. 10-foot radius, 40-foot high, dex save. A creature takes 46 fire and 40 half on a success. So I'm going to roll another 6. So my first damage when I cast it was 11, that's the fire, and then it does 10 radiant. So it does total of 21, but you saved, so you take 10 points of radiant fire damage. And that's his legendary action. So now I'm going to start his... And I am going to fly away up into the air. We'll go 50 feet over here.
Crit on that eagle.
Yeah, you can crit fish for the first eagle too. Technically, as they both do. Awesome. So both eagles hit. The second eagle actually. So it does 12 damage plus 8. That's 20 points for the crit. And 11 points for the normal. 31 points and half is 15. Yeah, I was in this square, so I think I was just out of Constrictor Snake's reach. Just barely. I'm making that snake just have to crawl all over the battlefield to get to me.
Hey, Ken.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay, but that will use your reaction.
That's fine.
Because you only get one reaction per turn. But that's fair. I'll allow it. Yeah, you crit, so it's going to do 8 plus 13 plus 6 is 19. 19 points of damage. Strength save. 23.
You've been rolling crazy high tonight.
Well, I mean, it helps to have a plus 7 on strength saves. But yeah. So I don't get knocked prone, but I do take the damage.
I'll take it.
Alright, so now it is my turn. Yeah, I know, I was thinking about that before when I planned to this guy. And I looked at his strength and thought, God, this dude has 24 strength, and I still think to pin me to the... So, yeah. Alright, so from up here, he's going to end concentration as a free action. And then he's going to cast... I'm going to check this spell before I cast it. Make sure it doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Alright, so he casts this spell, and it says it can be 100 feet long, 5 feet thick, 20 feet high. So let's draw a shape. Where do I want it to be? Five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95. Alright. Oh, wait. 5 feet thick. So since I made it 10 feet thick, I can only make it 50 feet. Shit. Because I'm doubling it back on itself. On purpose.
And it's a straight line, right?
It... Oh, a straight wall. I thought I could... Oh, it's not like the others touching. Okay, a straight wall, 5 feet or 10 feet thick, we'll say 50 feet long. I'm doubling it back on itself. But if it's a straight wall, I can't double it.
No, it's just a straight line. Like wall of fire.
Well, wall of... Yeah, there's one... Okay, let me think about his strategy then.
You could make it a ringed wall.
I could, but then would I want it around me? Because then I can't attack you. Alright, we're not going to use that spell. Not yet.
Not until we're all in the line.
Well, it's like, what were you trying to do with it?
I think he was trying to put up a defensive barrier. You can still attack.
Yeah. Because it provides 3/4 cover to me. So you guys, so it would be harder to hit me, unless you could get higher than 20 feet. That was my intention, but I don't really want to draw a 100 line all the way across the map, splitting the map in half. I guess I could. Yeah, why not? I'll do it.
Sorry for my confusion. If the wall's 20 feet high and you're 50 feet in the air, is it floating in the air then?
Yeah, you can still.
It has a range of 90 feet.
Like, I think the people who could range attack, like I could land behind, and then you couldn't attack me. But you ignore up to 3/4 cover anyway, so you're not going to be hindered. It would really only stop a Gurun, the Constrictor Snake, and Repix. So, we're going to not do that. We're going to cast that on Drepix.
He saves DC 0.
It's a DC 20. I don't know how to edit that. I mean, I could... Why is it only doing 1 damage?
You hit an illusion.
I did Flame Strike an illusion. Well, no, because it's a 10-foot radius. So it hits this.
Oh wait, I don't think it works with saving.
It's an AOE spell. It's not a target one creature.
You're making a saving throw and he's not attacked.
Yeah, I just
Correct.
read it as I was looking at it. Here comes my dex save.
So that will fail, but with evasion, I think you damage.
Yeah.
So you'll take 21 plus, or in half, is 10. You'll take 10 radiant fire. And that is his second use of Flame Strike. I think he can do that 3 times per day. So he's got 1 left. And I used my move. Well, no, I used my move to get here, and then I flinched. So that's my turn. My turn is over. It is the Giant Eagles' turn.
Oh, I actually just remembered. Did he take the 9 when he flew over this direction?
He did now. But thank you for the reminder. I forgot.
Let's see. Is there still advantage from the grovel, or did that end?
It's until the end of Dahak's next turn. Dahak gets his turn this coming up, so you still have advantage.
Each eagle's gonna make its 2 attacks, so let's start.
Damn.
Jeez. The beaks. Wait. Beak talons.
So
beak talons.
each eagle makes a beak and a talon attack for multi-attack.
Okay, so the second eagle missed both. The first eagle hit both. The 25 and the 23 hit. The 9 and the 18. 18 almost hits, but misses a little bit. And the 25 is a crit, so that will do 6 plus 9, 15. And then the beak is the 12. So 15 plus 12 is 28, 27 in half. So 13. Ouch! Jesus, these eagles are killing me. I'm gonna have to take them out. Even though Starla can't... It's funny because Starla, you can't get... I keep getting away from you, but you're doing the damage with your summoned eagle.
Alright, that'll be their turn.
Alright, so, hold on, I was going through making sure. Gurun had asked if we could see everybody's health bars. And I was just changing that so we could. Wow, somebody is firing guns right outside. Alright. Do you see everybody's health bars now, Gurun? Except for maybe
Yes,
Starless.
thank you.
Welcome. Oh, no, you see Starless. Alright. Dahak, it is your turn at the end of your ends.
Excellent.
But you don't-
I've got
you
some
don't care.
allies there for my advantage for pack tactics,
Yes.
and I'm going to let a trusty clockwork arrow fly.
No. No.
And it's 10 over.
No.
And that is is that a plus 10, Ken?
Yes. It is exactly 10 over his. I swear to Christ, I'm gonna be like, tough luck, man. Sorry, sucks to be you. Maybe you should have thought of that when you created your character. Yeah, go ahead and mark all your stuff that's gonna happen to me. Wait, I get to make a con save against a magical effect, right? Or does it doesn't allow a save? I mean, that's my con save against... Oh, I do have legendary actions, but it says if I fail a save, I get to choose to succeed. Okay, so let me figure out what you're doing here. Because you're not... Yeah, you are set. The poison I'm ignoring, because I made my con save. But the crit damage is 1d6 plus 3, of which you rolled a 6, so you're gonna do... What's the extra plus 2 that you're doing here?
I have the Archers of Break. The Bracers of Archery.
Oh, okay. That's what it is then. So 11 plus the 6 is correct. The sneak attack is 11, but your sneak attack is 11
It's 2d6,
12.
so that's another 12.
Yep. And then your hunter's mark would be 6 plus 5. So let's see. I'm gonna have to get a calculator. 6 plus 5 plus 11 plus 12 plus 17
Yeah.
is 51 points of damage. And I'm paralyzed.
And yeah, let me post that.
Tell me I'm immune to paralysis. Nope, I'm not immune to paralysis.
So confused and paralyzed. And you'll take fall damage.
Yep, it's gonna fall 50 feet, so that's 5d6. Go ahead and roll my 5d6, David. I take half of that 'cause it's bludgeoning, not magical. But you can roll it since you caused me to fall.
So 5d6?
Yep. And I'll take 51 points of damage. Wow, that's a pretty high. 18 and half is 9.
And when you're ready, I'll shoot my second arrow.
Well, I'm prone, so you have disadvantage. But I'm also paralyzed, so you attack at normal.
What I
You don't have advantage because the prone makes it disadvantage. So you make a normal attack. Plus, you don't have any allies adjacent to me anymore because I'm on the ground.
Okay, so this is going to be a normal arrow. 24.
A normal arrow? Or a magic arrow?
My clockwork, I'm still using them.
Okay. So they are like eyeing their food. That's going to hit. I think he's going to automatically make his... Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so your second arrow plunges into him as he's laying there on the ground, paralyzed. You have what? One of those arrows left, right?
You keeping count?
Yes, you said you had 6 or something, maybe 5 at the end of last session.
I have one left, correct.
Awesome. Well, I think it's done its job. He is paralyzed until the end of his next turn, so I can't take legendary action, of which I skipped the first 2 rounds not doing anyway. Alright, so everybody can just beat him up.
Alright, Ogre's gonna do that.
Is this a incline right here?
Yes, it's 10 feet down. So you can just slide down, leap down. It's fine. It's not a difficult. Yeah, the Gurun could definitely make it.
And he is going to wail on this angel with his battle.
You finally get to make attacks. Well, I mean, you have to throw a javelin.
Yes. And I get advantage because he's prone.
He's prone and paralyzed, so yeah, you get advantage. He's like basically laying on the ground twitching. That's a hit. Oof. Is this a magic battle axe or not?
No, it's not.
Okay, so he is only going to take points.
It's an auto crit, paralyzed, right?
Ooh, a melee attack is an auto crit to a paralyzed creature, so it's going to automatically add 8 to whatever you roll. So you did 10 plus 8 damage is 18, so take that. Good call, Connor. Good call.
I'm also going to Divine Smite at 3rd level.
Oh my god, here it goes. Wait, this is Radiant, I think. Are you doing Radiant?
It does do Radiant.
Yes. I resist Radiant damage because I'm an angel. So you're doing it at 3rd level, so that's going to 12 extra Radiant. Take. You guys have almost killed me already. I maxed this guy's hit points too. The Drepic started off with 51 points of damage. God, that's any monster. So and then that. So between the two of you, you guys have taken out a dragon by yourself. Literally. And then those eagles have done the other half. I don't know how to plan for this. I need to just start giving my monsters 1,000 hit points. Maybe the best rounds.
And then I'll hit him again with my second attack.
Do it! Do it! Kill him. Dude! Way to go, Gurun. You're like, you know what? That ship wasn't even a test of my strength. Here it is.
Finally,
Starlet's
something
doing
to...
more damage with her eagles than... Well, I think the Hawk and Drepics have done a lot. I was waiting for Ikreg to banish me. I was prepared for that.
Well, I wanted to have fun killing.
Alright, 26 hits for 7 more slashing damage. But yeah, he is He is weaker than Terrar now. Not to mention, he's a CR 16 creature, and CR 13 is deadly. So I went up levels above deadly for this encounter to challenge you guys. I love it. Villainous monsters. I don't even get to kill one of you. Alright, Greg.
Excuse me.
What?
Don't get to kill one of us.
No, I mean in this encounter. I've got to kill a couple of you in the... Like in this encounter, it's supposed to kill at least one.
Alright, I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Right up to him with your greatsword.
Yeah, and Ken, you're gonna love this. If I hit him. First of all, I'm gonna bonus action use my Hexblade's Curse,
X. Okay, good.
which I've wanted to use.
That way you can roll a 19 and crit.
Yes, and also get extra damage.
I've placed him.
So I get advantage. I'm so happy because I'm gonna destroy him in one hit. So
24 will hit.
I'm gonna
And
do
it's a
that.
crit. Because
So-
he's paralyzed.
I'm also gonna do this, which is 8d or 6d8 force damage on my Eldritch Smite, which will use my last spell slot.
Which is a crit. So on a crit, you get to do 48 plus the 25.
It's 68 for a 5th level spell.
Yeah, I know. But 6 times
Oh.
8 is 48. A crit, you get to max whatever you...
No, sorry, I thought you said 4d8, not 48.
Oh, no. No, it's 48 plus 25, because that's what you rolled, plus 12 plus 15.
15. Yeah.
For 100 points of damage in a single attack.
I'm
Well,
very happy about that.
Jesus Christ. 100 points of damage in a single attack. Ikreg, I would like you to describe to me how you put him negative 60 points, because he had 42 remaining. As he is paralyzed, cursed, lying on the ground, kind of half twitching, and you can just describe how you end this angelic being's existence.
He counts as a humanoid, right?
No, he's
No,
celestial.
he is a celestial. He is a celestial.
Oh, I was hoping I got to rip Vector out of him too.
No, his spirit would travel back to his god's plane, and he would lick his wounds for 100 years before he could come back.
Alright, well then, seeing this angel plummet out of the sky, I would dash over, glide down this small hill, and with my sword just pierce it into his heart, and then rip and cut his body in half in a very brutal manner. And then lick the blood off my sword.
Oh, add the licking the blood off your... Alright. Well, that went a lot faster than I had planned. Next time I'll have to have 6 angels, 1 for each of you. But good opening. So as the creature dies, its body lies there and just kind of starts to dissipate into ash, because its spirit would try to escape. But as its spirit is attempting to escape, it ends up buffeting against the spirits that are surrounding the battlefield as well. And it cannot escape. Once the creature is destroyed, though, Natalia... Where's my other Natalia? I have to pull this one out because I didn't create a token revealed form. But Natalia's form kind of returns. And she steps up to the altar. And she just kind of looks at each of you. No, I knew that I chose wisely. And now its spirit is bound to me, as well as these others. And she kind of raises her hands, and all the spirits start to fade and disappear, disperse into the dawn. And she picks up the cube, and she says, Now come with me if you're willing. To all of you. If you're willing, you can step inside the... She's kind of gesturing to you to step inside the druid circle.
Can I pick up this thing's sword?
You can, but it's really big.
Oh, is it? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's made for a giant... It's a great...
It's like a Dark Souls Ultra Great.
Yes, it's anime-sized sword, man. Be like the Buster or Cloud. Huge sword. So as you step inside the druid circle, the few remaining spirits that are kind of flitting around coalesce around you, and it forms a whirlwind, and almost as if you're in the Wizard of Oz, like a tornado of spirits, as you are all sucked up into the sky and transported somewhere far to the north. You all get the sense of an icy cold piercing your flesh, your clothes, everything around. Instant hypo as you are dropped at the edge of this snowy plain, looking upon the walls of an immensely vast city. The walls are also incorporeal, as if they're partially in the material plane, partially without. And in dawn's light, the walls are beginning to fade. And Natalia is standing, or an image of her is standing at a small gate with a portcullis that's raised currently, and she's beckoning you to run to the inside the keep before it's too late.
I will run inside.
Yeah, I'll
Me
take
too.
that.
Probably a lot warmer
Okay.
than 2.
Well, sort of. So you 5 have basically entered Nalkainen Kievnen, which is her Dark Majesty's city. Natalia is going to basically she's going to use her spirit to where she's imprisoned, and you would eventually try to make your way to where she's being kept. The adventure would kind of continue in that, I mean, I haven't written it, but basically you would try to fight your way to free her, and then go after her Dark Majesty from the rear to try and cap, because her Dark Majesty is marching with her army. So the events of this, what happened here, would be picked up in Act 3 of the Land of Song. But that's where we would leave these villains, that they're trying to free her Dark Majesty. But the battle was supposed to take 3 hours, and the prose about an hour. So you guys blew through my fight a little bit faster than I had. So I'm sorry for the night. But you are...
Throw Orcus at us or anything?
I thought a frickin' second in command, an angelic exarch of a god would be enough. And to be honest, I beefed him up because I gave him max health, and normally he's a planetar, so you can look him up in the Dungeon Master's Guide or in the Monster Manual. He's a CR-16. They don't have legendary resistance or legendary actions, according to the Monster Manual. I gave him those things to make him stronger against your party. And the other thing I put into place for this encounter, banishment wouldn't... And the clue is that Natalia said that everything here would be imprisoned for a short time in this space. So you can't banish yourselves or anything else out of the spiritual ward. But only for 10 rounds. Natalia could only hold the ward for 10 rounds, at which time the creature, if it wasn't dead, could just fly away. But I expected you to win, I just expected to take longer. So, but when you opened up with that 50 damage, I had to subtract that from my health. I was like, God dang, this is gonna go really fast. On your opening attack, I knew this was not balanced enough. So I'm sorry if it was a little anticlimactic, but
You're fine.
I think the
a
battle
lot
was
of us were reserving some of our stuff and then were reserving some of our stuff and then busted out here. So that might have been misleading on what to expect.
Yeah, CR is a tricky thing for any of you that like to DM. If you try to balance an encounter, if you have a party of rested players, I think you could almost double the CR, and if you want to make them use all their resources. To be fair, though, if I had attacked David twice and didn't have, probably would have dropped one player in a single round.
And then I don't paralyze you.
And then you didn't yeah, shoot, I should have just... But no, that was fair. You guys were 9th level players, so if when we do start Act 3 of Land of Song, if you guys are interested in that campaign, you will these characters survived, and they will be part of that campaign in some manner. You may either see them on the field of battle as your other PCs, or I could run like I did in Act 2, where you played other PCs. I could run a short, 2 sessions of these characters, as an interlude in between the middle of Act 3. But I started writing up Terrar's finale, so I can't wait to post that. I gave Mark a really awesome exit. He went one-on-one Tyro. And the only reason Tyro survived is because Thodor and Jack and Razek had to save his.
But not Perrin, though.
And Perrin. No,
you
Perrin
always forget about Perrin. He just disappears.
Perrin is one of the ones who blew one of the horns. It was Thodor, Perrin, Tyro, and Leldor is the 4th one who blew. But yeah, the basically, I'll post it. It's fun to read it. But Tyro, when the spirit armies disappear, he sees Terrar running towards him, with a battle cry, and he's trying to get to him and kill him. But Tyro starts to float up in the air, 40 feet in the air, and Terrar just uses his ring and his speed and jumps up and grabs him and pulls Tyro to the fucking ground. And he did not see that coming. Tyro did not think a bugbear could leap 40 feet.
Does Tyro lose any fingers?
No, Tyro's gonna survive. But he gets beat up pretty bad. But everybody else is like, oh crap, we might need to help him out.
Does Terrar steal Tyro's helmet?
Maybe I'll have him rip his mask off. I didn't add that to the write-up. That's a good suggestion. Because Tyro is always keeps that mask over his face so you can't see. Because he's a diva or an Azamar or something.
He's an Azamar.
Yeah, he doesn't want people. That'd be a good thing for Terrar to do. The only other thing I did put is that, unless one of you can correct me, I think Terrar had the bag of tricks. Did he have that, or did he give it to one of you?
I think he passed it a little while ago.
I mean, I know he
on her sheet, right?
Okay, that's what I know. He put it out. I just didn't know if he player. So I'll keep that off the list. But Terrar had the gauntlets, the mace, and the ring. So the gauntlets, the mace, and the ring are now party treasure for the Land of Song. So that's something to consider, because Terrar does eventually get beaten, but it takes 5 of the and some of the clansmen to stop him from eating Tyro. But yeah, that's how Mark said he wanted to go. It was nothing any of us or me or campaign. He just felt like Terrar would never not try to kill a Gurun, which I didn't necessarily agree with, and I tried to out of the idea, but he said that the moment he got put back on the ship, we would roll initiative, and it would be another PvP. And then once that was over, if he was conscious, he would make us roll initiative again. And he didn't want to be that player to do that to us, so I had to let him go out, like that, how he wanted to go.
It would have been cool if, for Terrar and Ogurun, it's a one-on-one.
Hey, one of these nights we might just have characters onto a map, and I'm kind of curious. Because with your smite, I mean, Terrar is pretty tough, but I mean, paladins are, if they get a hit off, you're gonna be toast. And Ikreg is basically
our stats are very close.
Yeah, it would have. I think it would have been pretty even.
But my battle, he always had advantage, and I always had disadvantage.
That's true. That's true. Well, and it was. I mean, that was unfair. It was, but I hadn't planned on. But I hadn't a PvP in that scenario because the background of the story was you're all champions in Ushak's army, and Ugurun was basically Ushak's lieutenant. So technically, you all would have followed orders from Ugurun previous to your mission.
I was military police.
Yeah, it would have been like, yes, sir, we're going to do this, sir. That's how you would have treated previous to you going off to get the artifact. So the fact that you were all kind of obstinate against him in the beginning was not what I had planned for.
Well, the first thing I said was beg for your lives.
You did come off a little strong, but I expected that out of your character because that's...
Yeah, Ushak said kill the traitors.
Yeah, he thought that you guys had deserted. Well, I think he wanted you to bring them to him.
No, he said kill the traitors, and then when they said we know of great power, I said bring the ship down so you can explain yourself to Ushak himself.
Gotcha. Well then, yeah, that.
But then they were about to land, and then they just took off for no reason.
Yeah, it was an unpredictable scenario, but it was fine. I mean, guys, it made for an interesting, convoluted plot. But I was also surprised that you guys didn't question Natalia a little bit more. But I had written up some responses for her, but that's okay. She basically is offering the 5 of you a chance. 5 or 6? 1, 2, 3. There's 6 of you. 5 of you. A chance to get revenge for the destruction of all your people, Ushak's armies, and mostly vengeance against Pyro and company.
Well, she sounds like the best chance, so I feel... And she sounds somewhat like Ushak, so it seems like my oath has taken me to her.
She has a very personal reason to hate the song. I wrote a pretty detailed backstory for her. She's got a really strong connection to the Jarl at Kingsholm, his ancestor. So she that's why I tried to vengeance. She hates the people in the land of song more than anything. But she wants to be the one to bring them to heal. She doesn't want her Dark Majesty. So now you guys are basically her champion. Haha! I like it, Ikrek, until I kill. I like it. What an ambition. Yeah, you can lead this army, just for a while, till you win, and then I'll stab you in the back.
Yeah,
I like it.
That was kind of my ambition with the character to begin with.
Yep. Your patron would be all down for that, too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Your patron would be like, here's... you just strike when you have the advantage, and to glory for both of us.
Trepix just likes infiltrating, being the most famous goblin known as the Unseen Blade.
I like it. Well, you do make a lot of noise when you attack thunderously, but they don't see it coming. That's for sure.
That's the point.
And Starla, you are probably the most out of your element, especially this far north. You are a snake person, like climates. So this is definitely a shock to you, but you command an army of creatures and and forms, and I mean, in this battle especially, you kind of proved that you don't even have to do it yourself. You just have minions do things for you.
Yeah, I summon creatures and elementals to do my fighting for me.
Yep, and I was prepared for you, by the way, to bring an elemental. Decided to do that. I didn't know which one you were going to summon, so I created a token for all. Just in case, because I figured you might do something like that. But next time. And Dahak, you're out of arrows now, right?
Yeah, I got one.
You got. All right.
He's saving it.
I'm gonna hold on. It's gonna be a collector's item.
He's gonna be like, I'm gonna just wait till I'm up against Dark Majesty herself, watch her ass gets paralyzed, and we just go beat her down. That's exactly what would happen. All right, guys. Well, I guess it's an early night. So thank you for being part of this campaign. I learned a lot by doing the campaign that I can use for the future if I ever decide to win. I will try to avoid PvP scenarios, but for the rest of it, I had a lot of fun seeing what you guys did to the poor helpless gnomes. You destroyed their entire stronghold. They are now a displaced gnomish tribe. But I had an idea of how that might come up in future campaigns. Like if you find a field of wrecked airships, and like the gnomes have built houses out of these wrecked ships, kind of in this ransacked city of wrecked airships. You might come across something like that. All good stuff.
Curious, as these characters go off on this, do they get another random boon that might take place in the next act?
Ooh.
If you guys play an act 3 Land of Song, which I'm hoping everybody does, but I mean, granted, it's like a year away. I mean, Mark's gonna run his game, so I have about a year to plan it out. I can do a little 2 or 3 session interlude with these characters, and yeah, that's not a bad idea, Doug. I might go ahead and roll a random and just have you guys play those 3 sessions with another extra boon. So if you guys have PDFs of these characters, save them just in case Roll20 makes me lose this campaign. I won't have the character sheets on Roll20. So update your PDFs and stay level 9, and we'll see if they get to make a comeback. I'll save my folder with all the images in it. Easily create tokens if I need to. But yeah, it was fun.
Cool.
Have a good night, everybody. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Night all.
Good night.